Lory Del Santo, born September 28, 1958 in Povegliano Veronese, Italy, is an actress, model, and television personality known for her tumultuous life. Looking back at her journey at age 66, the greatest sadness of her life is not a single event, but a series of tragedies involving the deaths of her three children, Connor Clapton, Lory Del Santo, and an unnamed infant son from her relationship with tennis player Richard Krajicek. Of these, the death of Connor Clapton, her son with Eric Clapton, on March 20, 1991, is perhaps the most poignant, not only because of the suddenness of the loss, but also because of the way it happened. A horrific accident in which the 4.5-year-old fell from the 53rd floor of a New York City building. She recalled that moment in an interview with Vanity Fair Italia. "I heard the nanny screaming, but not Connor. I ran into the room and realized something terrible had happened. The feeling of helplessness at not being able to protect her son, combined with the pain of a mother witnessing her most beloved child depart forever, left a void in her that could not be filled." This sadness did not stop with Connor. In 2018, Lory Del Santo, her third son, committed suicide at the age of 19 in the U.S. due to anhedonia, a mental illness that prevented him from finding joy in life. She shared on the Verissimo program, "He had a congenital disease that developed over the years. What I thought was his personality was actually a sign of the disease, which I did not recognize." Loren's death was another blow, reviving painful memories of Connor's death, and confronting her with the question of what else she could have done to save her son. She had also lost an infant son with Richard Krajicek in the 1990s, born prematurely and dying after just 2 weeks of infection. Each of these three losses, each a deep cut to her heart, created a deep sadness that was not only personal but also a lingering sense of responsibility as a mother, of what she could have done differently to prevent these tragedies. Lory's childhood also shaped this sadness, though not directly caused it. Born into a poor family in Povegliano Veronese, she faced loss very early when her father, Antonio Del Santo, died in a car accident in 1961 when she was 3 years old. "My first memory was of my father lying in a coffin," she told Corriere della Sera. "I didn't understand why he slept in a strange bed." Her mother, Clorinda, raised her 2 sisters, Lory and Paola, alone in harsh conditions, living in a house with no windows in the freezing cold of northern Italy. Lory contracted pneumonia shortly after birth due to the squalid living conditions, and the hardships shaped her into a strong person, but also one filled with a desire to escape from insecurity. As her children died, memories of her deprived and lost childhood seemed to return, adding to her sense of helplessness and regret. Her greatest sadness was a combination of personal tragedies and wounds from the past, a burden she carried for the rest of her 66 years. Lory Del Santo's career has been a long journey of brilliant peaks and dark depths, reflecting her perseverance and passion for the entertainment spotlight. She began her showbiz career in 1975 at the age of 16, when she worked as an assistant host, valletta, at Festivalbar, a famous Italian summer music festival. This was the first step that took her from a poor country girl to the colorful world of entertainment. In the late 1970s, she turned to acting, starring in sexy Italian comedies such as La Moglie Vergine, 1975, and L'Italia Sirota, 1976, where she used her physical beauty to make a mark. In 1980, she represented Italy at the Miss Universe pageant in Seoul, South Korea, a milestone that confirmed her status as not only a pretty face, but also a national icon. Lory's career peaked in the early 1980s when she became a television star on hit shows like Antonio Ricci's Drive-In and Renzo Arbore's Tagli, Ritagli e frattaglie. On Drive-In, Her role as a bigliettaia, ticket inspector, made her a sensation, with her sexy and humorous style winning over audiences. She also appeared in Playboy Italia and was photographed by renowned photographer Gina Lollobrigida, cementing her image as a glamorous and talented model. Her greatest success was probably her victory in the third season of L'Isola dei Famosi, Famous Island, in 2005, when she overcame grueling challenges to become the winner, proving that she was more than just a pretty face, but also had incredible inner strength. However, Lory's career has not been without setbacks and challenges. After her stellar 1980s, she gradually lost her shine as TV shows changed their style and audiences turned to younger faces. Later film projects, such as the series The Lady, 2014 to 2017, which she produced and directed herself, did not achieve the expected success, although it showed her creative efforts in a new role. She cried on the show Pacino Express in 2016 when participating with her boyfriend Marco Cuccolo, not because she lost, they finished third, but because of the physical and mental pressure she had to endure to prove that she was still attractive at the age of nearly 60. In the years following Connor's death in 1991, she also had to take a break from her career to deal with the pain, and her comeback never regained its previous peak. Lory also struggled to balance her turbulent personal life with her public career. Her affair with billionaire Adnan Khashoggi in the 1980s, which she denied was a physical relationship, made her the focus of tabloids, overshadowing her artistic talent. She cried in an interview with Corriere della Sera when recalling the days of public judgment, when she struggled to keep her image from being distorted by rumors. Her career is a story of rising from poverty, moments of brilliance, and constant efforts to overcome failure, sometimes at the cost of tears and loneliness. The achievements that Lory Del Santo has always strived for are not just fame or money, but also long-term recognition from the audience and the ability to overcome adversity to assert herself. From the beginning of her career, she dreamed of becoming an entertainment icon, not only based on her beauty, but also on her talent and perseverance. Winning L'Isola dei Famosi in 2005 was a major achievement that she pursued, not only to regain the spotlight, but also to prove that she could overcome prejudices about her age and past. She once said on Rai, too, "I want people to see that I am not just a pretty face, but a strong woman." Lory also aspired to leave a personal legacy through her art and her life story. Producing and directing the series The Lady was her attempt to define herself in a new role, and although it was not a commercial success, it reflected her desire to control her own story rather than being defined by her romantic relationships or family tragedies. She wants to be remembered as a woman who fought against fate, from a poor childhood to unimaginable losses, and still got up to continue living. In Pacino Express in 2016, she tried her best to complete the challenges, not only for the prize, but also to inspire others that age is not a limit. Another achievement she always aimed for was raising her children and protecting their memories, even though only Devon Sardi remained with her. She tried her best to give Connor, Loren, and her newborn a good life, and after they left, she never stopped trying to overcome the pain and live on for Devon. At the age of 66, she still participates in shows such as Grande Fratello VIP 2018 and CR4, La Repubblica delle Donne, hoping to maintain her place in the hearts of the audience. The achievements she pursues are a combination of professional fame, spiritual strength, and love for family, values that she constantly struggles to achieve through every challenging day of her life. Lory Del Santo's love and marriage were a complicated chapter in her life, where she experienced intense passion mixed with deep sadness. She never married, a choice she insisted on from a young age, as she once told Corriere della Sera. "I never wanted to get married, because when it's over, it's all about money, and I don't care about that." Her most famous relationship was with Eric Clapton, whom she met in 1985 at a party in Italy. Their love blossomed quickly, and she proposed to him to have children. Connor was born on 21 August 1986, but their relationship did not last long, as Clapton, who was still married to Pattie Boyd at the time, could not fully commit to her. She once told fan page .it, "When I gave birth to Connor, he said he was going on holiday." For some people, children are not important. The biggest sadness in Lory's relationship with Clapton was not only the breakup, but also the way he distanced himself from her after Connor's death. She shared that they couldn't talk about their grief, and he chose to write the song "Tears in Heaven" to cope with the loss, while she never listened to it because it was too painful. After Clapton, she had a relationship with businessman Silvio Sardi, Devon's father, but she called it a mistake because he didn't show unconditional love to his son as she expected. Her relationship with tennis player Richard Krajicek also left her sad when she lost her newborn child. And Krajicek left her because he felt she was making him fen shin on the court. She cried for months in a taxi in New York because of the betrayal, as she told Corriere della Sera. Lory has been living with Marco Cuccolo, who is 33 years her junior since 2015. The relationship has brought her joy and stability, although it has not been without criticism about the age difference. "I have lived with him for the best 10 years I could have," she said. However, she admits to feeling a quiet sadness, as she fears that he might leave her for someone younger, but she chooses.